So, this is a look that your Tom Ford enthusiast, can't believe I said that on my show.
From Hollywood to Soho, we be wearing polo. Knockoffs is a no-no, that's just how it go though. You got it for the low-low, it's probably US Polo, or Beverly Hills Polo. All of that is so-so, interlocks and chevrons, Cruise Navy and Lemon, Ralph Lauren Wearon. I'm buying what you sellin', Maui Pink and Melon. Tell them about that Rusty.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. Gentlemen and ladies, episode 133. Episode 133, I think. What I wanted to do for this episode was feature the turtleneck. But not just any turtleneck, specific type of turtlenecks, okay? The turtleneck has never really went out of style, per se, when it comes to men's fashion. And that's one thing really quick, and I'll get back on topic, but that's one thing really quick. There's a huge, massive difference between fashion and style, and I want everybody to understand the difference. One of the most famous quotes from Mr. Lauren is, fashion is here today, gone. And I promise you I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me. But something to the effect of fashion is here today, gone tomorrow, style is forever. Something like that. But that iconic quote from Mr. Lauren, it speaks volumes. All right. It's the difference between fashion and style. Somebody could tell you, oh yeah, boot cut jeans, that's the end, that's the new style. It's not a new style. It might be a trendy fashion. But it's not. You're not really supposed to use words when you're defining words. Use the same word to define a word. But bootcut jeans might be a trendy fashion, or has been a trendy fashion, or whatever you want to call it. But it didn't have enough style to become style. Okay? It's just point blank period. It just is what it is. And some people are fashion conscious. Some people are fashion forward. Some people have fashion sense. There are even some people that are considered fashion icons. I'm not into fashion. I'm into style. And the turtleneck, I didn't do no research because I didn't care that much to do research. The turtleneck is just a popping piece, period, point blank. But whenever the turtleneck was created, it had enough gumption, it had enough testicular fortitude to become style, to be a part of style, and it has remained. Now, its popularity may have had peaks and valleys. It may have waned at one point and then came back, but it's never been out of style. It is a part of style, all right? But I want to focus specifically on the turtleneck sweater, all right? A lot of times when it comes to, like, for example, maybe a suit, you may layer a suit instead of, maybe you don't want to do a shirt and a tie, or maybe you don't want to do a waistcoat, shirt and bow tie, whatever. You may do a turtleneck. You could do a mock neck, quarter zip turtleneck. You may just want to do a turtleneck. And you may go with something in a Pima cotton, something that's a lightweight layer or whatever. But I want to focus on the turtleneck sweater, the big joints, the chunkies. All right. And I'm going to go even deeper than that and focus on the graphic turtleneck. Okay. So a graphic turtleneck sweater, that's what we're doing today. There are different ways to style it. Okay. There are different ways to style it. And yes, it can be dressed up. It can be dressed up very well. And you're going to see that today. All right. So 3 rigs plus the ensemble I'm wearing makes 4. I started with my Crest loafers with the iconic polo crest, pair of Argyle socks in navy, wine, and gray. All right. Slim fit chinos and maybe this is a fall green or early spring green, something like that. But a nice neutral green color, not too dark, not too light, not too pale. All right. And then I broke out the remake of the iconic Crest turtleneck that came back out a few years back. Navy with a gigantic knit crest, polo crest with the Leafs iconic Crest logo on the front of the sweater. Heavy, 100% wool, ribbed sleeves, ribbed at the waist, big heavy joint. All right. Broke out the McClendon tartan blazer with the gold buttons with the crest on the pocket. Have the crest as a lapel pin. Of course, if y'all remember from some of the holiday episodes, this is a sports coat that I got from Vintage PRL on Instagram. Great piece. And a pair of aviator glasses by Polo Ralph Lauren. All right. Fragrance of the ensemble, I went with Safari today. I went with Safari because I wanted a very strong, manly scent. It goes with all 4 ensembles. It reminds you of a great bourbon. It reminds you of great burlwood furniture. Safari is slowly creeping up there as my number 1. It really is, as far as my collection of Ralph Lauren fragrances. And I need more. I do need more, not more Safari. I got a good amount still in here, but it's starting to creep up on me as my go-to. Not necessarily go-to, but just my favorite scent. It's very manly, and I'm into that right now for whatever reason. I just been leaning real heavy into all things extremely manly, if that makes any sense. All right. But without any further ado, man, let's get into this episode. Y'all ready? Me too. Man, let's go. All right. So our first look, outdoor style look, definitely rustic chic. All right. Definitely rustic chic. You see some essential pieces being brought back because we have to complement this beautiful wool turtleneck sweater with these doggies on it. All right. These are, I'm sure they're Scottish, Scottish Terriers or something like that is probably what they are, but they are definitely the feature. All right. And we had to make sure that we, complemented them well. So I wanted to go with a particular pair of pants. I wanted to go with a particular look. All right. As far as the outerwear, I had quite a few options, but for me, this one worked best to not only highlight rustic chic, but to give you the option of is it an American version of rustic chic or more of an English version? I think either way, you're okay here. All right. You know, English countryside, as we've spoken before in the past, coincides greatly. Country gentleman, English country gentleman, English countryside coincides greatly with rustic chics. They're those cousins that commit crimes together. All right. That's how close those particular menswear styles are. Okay. And English a lot of time has a little more panache to it. All right, the nuances are there between English and American rustic chic. English would be a little more, I think, a little more dressy. It's a slightly more dressy, but they're interchangeable. That said, this look with this particular turtleneck, well, we'll just start at the bottom. And by the way, I'm not doing any shoes for this episode because a lot of it kind of self-explanatory. All right, so let's start at the bottom. With these, you could definitely, a pair of boots will be perfect. But I broke out the slim fit camo cargos in the weathered olive hue, almost that military olive hue. I love these pants, man. I don't wear them as often as I would like to, just because they kind of special to me. You know what I mean? Just as far as the look is really a top-notch look when you going for a certain flair of style. All right, but the slim fit camo cargos, tight, secure pockets, zip kangaroo pockets for your hands, double buttoned at the waist, and then buttons for braces on the inside. All right, beautiful characteristic of rustic chic. All right, I went with the heraldic rep tie style braces. Okay, just because of the color palette more so than anything else. That and the fact that my braided braces broke, because that's the one I really would have liked to use here. All right. Now, the piece there is again this beautiful sweater here. All right. Beautiful, ribbed, 100% wool, heavy weight turtleneck sweater. All right. The dogs are engraved. Just a wonderful, whimsical, iconic piece. All right. Threw a cap on in the brick red with some other type of damn dog on it. I don't know. Somebody has the two dogs here that's on the turtleneck. Somebody has it on the cap that's on eBay. They asking $200 for it, man. I swear some of y'all on crack. But this hat works for me. You know, it gives it with the fraying on the bill, and I actually bought it like that on eBay. That's what made me want it. But with the fraying on the bill, it just gives more of that rustic chic to the look. All right, and then finished it off with a diamond quilted car coat in the navy, gun patch on the shoulder, brown corduroy collar. It's a perfect way to finish this look. All right, it's a perfect way to finish this look. Now, of course, you don't have to do a cap. You don't have to do a dad cap or a ball cap. You could do a driver. You could definitely do a beanie or a scully, whatever you want to call it. There are other caps you could do. I just like throwing this particular cap on with this particular sweater. I just think it all fits. It all runs together perfectly. Now, next to the ensemble that I'm wearing, this is my favorite look of the ensemble. All right. This was an opportunity to dress up the turtleneck sweater, the graphic turtleneck sweater. And the way collard green, forest green, whatever verbiage you want to use for this hue of green, the way it is playing with my emotions over these past couple of months, man, is uncanny. I am re-falling in love with this particular hue of green. I don't know what it is. I've never been able to explain it, but I'm one of those people, when people ask me my favorite color, it really just depends on what time of year it is, number one. But more importantly, like as far as favorite colors are concerned, it changes. Wine was my favorite color for almost 2 years. All right. Then there was a point where yellow had crept back into my system. Yellow was my favorite color as a kid. All right. But it crept back in my system. I think it was 2021. Yellow was really something I was on. I went to wine, went back to wine for a little while. Olive became heavy. That's one of my favorite colors. And now it seems like this particular hue of green, yeah, it's back. It's back, and it's back heavy. But what we did here is we wanted to dress it up. We wanted to dress the turtleneck up. So, you know, this is a look that your Tom Ford enthusiasts, can't believe I said that on my show. But this is a look that those type of enthusiasts love as far as a lighter weight turtleneck. Something like this with a spring gray lightweight turtleneck is a great city look. That's a great city look. You know, a spring gray suit with a gray turtleneck. Black shoes, brown shoes, call it a day. It's low hanging fruit though. It's low hanging fruit. Let's be honest. It's low hanging fruit. So it's something that I would do. It's something that I would wear. But as far as something that I would lean into once, twice, 3 times a week, absolutely not. It's easy. It's lazy. It's low hanging fruit. All right. But when you're talking about something like this, you're making a little more of a statement. Okay. So if a double Windsor ain't in your repertoire right now, as far as knowing how to tie one, you can do something like this and still get that. Okay. You can still get that look. Right. But let's start at the bottom. With this look, definitely from cognac on down will be the shoe choice as far as the color of the shoe. And I definitely would do leather. All right. Real simple and easy. Polo blue label suit. All right. Glen plaid pattern. Very small, very tonal Glen plaid pattern. That's one reason I like this suit. I like a spring gray suit, and the pattern was very subtle. You know, you have to be up on it to really be able to see the Glen plaidiness of it. All right. And then what we did was we threw the iconic big polo player, chunky, 100% wool turtleneck sweater up under it. All right. And that's it. That's it. This and even 55 degree weather and you're good. That's how heavy the weight is on this sweater. All right. And then just to complement everything, we did the Polo Blue Label equestrian silk pocket square. All right. And we did a lapel pin with a horse head at the top of it. You know, the suit is slim fit. It's a European cut. It's dual vented. It's a beautiful suit. And this sweater just adds a little bit of charismatic flair to it without being cocky, over the top, it's not flamboyant, but it's definitely charismatic. It's a great look. It's a great look for happy hour, you know, a cigar smoke, something like that. You could wear this on a date. Might be a bit much depending on where you're going. But this is a great look, and this is a great way to pull off a turtleneck with a suit without the low-hanging fruit of just a gray or a cream or a black Pima cotton turtleneck. Now this last look is simple, very simple, yet comfortable, and still manages to make a statement. It still manages to make a statement here. I'm gonna tell you though, the biggest part of your statement is not gonna be this beautiful bear here. The biggest statement you can make is gonna be with the footwear. All right. Again, I didn't pull footwear out for this episode, but the footwear that you wear will determine if people look at your ensemble and say in their head, "He looks nice." Or if they stop you and tell you, "Man, you look nice. Oh, that looks nice. I love your outfit." The footwear is going to make the difference. So choose wisely, gentlemen. Choose wisely. Let's start at the bottom. Slim fit, 867 denim. Actually, no. These aren't 867s. I'm sorry. These are actually a pair of straight fit. pair of straight fit denim. They wear like slim fit as long as you get the proper size. But the main reason I wanted them because I love the hue. I love the fade on these. They still have a rich look from a distance, but as you get closer, you can see that there's a wash to them. And these are a great pair of jeans. That's why I bought them. The star of the show, heavy knit, 100% wool, bear turtleneck. All right, this is a vintage piece, giant equestrian bear, just gorgeous. Polo blue label, herringbone tweed sports coat, and I did a cap, the inspector style cap, houndstooth pattern. Yeah, we mixed houndstooth and herringbone here, but it's all good. You're able to pull it off because the hues complement each other. Okay, and it's just it's just a look, it's a vibe. Now, remember I said the shoes make this ensemble. So the shoes that I will probably wear when I wear this ensemble will probably be, I have a pair of brown loafers, right? They're a traditional brown, okay? A traditional brown, maybe just a tad bit lighter than this brown, all right? They have a double monk strap going across the top of the vamp, and then the vamp itself is herringbone tweed. Those will probably be shoes I wear with this particular ensemble, all right? Now, putting the ensemble on, depending on how much of a taper the denim will determine if I keep those shoes on, because the shoe is not a very wide shoe, okay? It's a loafer, it's not a boot. So that's going to determine if I stick with these jeans or if I go with a more traditional pair of Sullivan Slim Fit 867s. I would like for these to be the denim that I go with, but that particular shoe is just gonna, this entire ensemble. And so that shoe will have to be worn. These jeans don't necessarily have to be worn, all right? But hey, man, either way, like I said, man, great casual look, beautiful vibe. The bear is a conversation piece in itself, but I'm telling you, the shoes that you wear with this type of look is what's going to determine the outcome. And that's another episode in the books. We looked at the turtleneck sweater, the graphic turtleneck sweater for this episode 133, man. What did y'all think? If you are a fan of wearing turtlenecks, then this episode probably is right up your alley. You probably already done some looks like this before or whatever, but hopefully you got some great ideas. If you're not a fan of a turtleneck, hopefully maybe this episode swayed you a little bit. Chances are, if you're not a fan of a turtleneck, then it's got everything to do with the turtle part or the neck. Well, the neck part, I guess. But if you're not a fan of a turtleneck, it probably has something to do with the turtleneck itself. And so this episode probably didn't do anything for you, which, okay, I get it. That's where you are. That's where you are. I don't know if you're watching, maybe you saw the most recent behind the scenes I did, some items for sale. You know what's funny? And I'm not being judgmental, but it just told me, it told me a lot as far as that episode. It told me a lot about the audience. Some of y'all got to get out of that box that you're in. Some of y'all got to get out that box that you're in. You're in that box and you're comfortable. Okay. And as far as a collector or a gentleman of style, it's going to be very difficult for you to progress if you continue to stay in that comfort zone, that box that you're in. So far, the only piece that has moved was the piece that I knew would move first. I knew it would. I absolutely knew it would. The Olympic vest. It's been sold. Why did that piece move first? because that piece is a collector's item. That piece is an iconic piece. So of course it was going to move first. It moved first and it moved quickly. But what some of y'all have to recognize and realize about this game is that the iconic pieces don't even scratch the surface of what it means to be a Ralph Lauren guy, to be a Ralph Lauren collector, and to have style. Trust me and believe me when I tell you. I'm not saying that any of y'all don't have style. That's not what I'm saying. Because you wouldn't be here if you didn't have some semblance of style. All right. And I've had conversations with quite a few of y'all. I know where you're at. I know where you want to be as far as your collection, as far as your level of style. The word grown man style is thrown around a lot. Well, let me explain something to you. The cream quarter zip, that's grown man style. The Columbia blue sweater vest, that's grown man style. The Glen Plaid linen blazer, that's grown man style. Okay. I understand that everybody has their taste and that's cool, but what I'm trying to express to you, and it ain't about you buying my pieces. I'm letting them go for the low. If y'all knew what I let that sweater vest go for, you'd be like, damn, I ain't buy it. I need the room because I'm bringing pieces in. All right. So it's not about the money. It's not about you necessarily buying my pieces. I'm just saying when you think about adding to your collection, elevating your style, changing your style, having your style evolve, it's not about it's not about the Indian head sweater. It's not about the 1967 blue crew neck sweater. It's about the other essentials. It's about having your chinos in order. It's about denim. It's about quarter zips. It's about sweater vests. It's about neckwear. All of these things matter. All of these things matter. That said, there was one piece that I did leave out of that BTS, and that will be this fisherman sweater. The reason I forgot about it because out of sight, out of mind. It was over here in this stack. But I am trying to let this fisherman sweater go too. I've only worn this sweater maybe twice. And I just I have a longer torso. For someone 6'4", it's not my legs that make me 6'4", it's more so my torso. And this particular fisherman sweater, it's a beautiful piece. Nantucket red. It has it's sun faded. All right, beautiful chunky fisherman sweater. Button here is functional, but you know, why unbutton it? What would be the point? It's a size large. It's a classic fit. I just don't particularly like the length of it for my torso, but it's a classic true to size large fit, man. This is a piece that I would probably replace also. When I purchased it in this Nantucket red, and I purchased it in a cream. I've already moved the cream because they both fit the same. So I've already moved the cream. I would probably, as far as trying to replace this sweater, I would actually, something I hate doing, check the measurements. And if the length is a little bit longer than what this one is, then I would jump on a large, but I may even would move up to an extra large. Because for me, a fisherman sweater is a layering piece anyway. All right. But yeah, this is also part of the pieces, the nice pieces that I'm trying to move. So let me know if you're interested. But again, man, some of y'all got to get out of that mindset of, you know, certain pieces make the collection. Yes, you do want certain iconic, maybe rare, maybe brash, maybe charismatic pieces in your collection. Of course you do. But just as important are those other pieces. All right. I got a collection of Pima cotton sweaters, V-neck and crew neck. And I've moved about 5 or 6 over the past couple of years, just because with a Pima cotton V-neck sweater, if you outgrow it, I mean, you can, if you want to get it tailored, but I just choose to move it because I know I can replace it. I'm always buying Pima cotton V-neck sweaters. I'm always buying those. I'm always buying sweater vests, like, because I recognize the value that those pieces add to your collection. You know, you might cop a suit and pull that suit out, and you're like, you know what? Damn, I got a lightweight merino wool V-neck sweater that's perfect with it. If you don't have it though, then how you gonna say that? So those type of pieces are important too, man. So y'all just make sure that y'all always checking for stuff like that, man. Don't sleep on those pieces, man. Don't try to stack your wardrobe with just all iconic pieces. I know I got a buddy of mine. His collection is pretty extensive. A lot of high-end pieces, a lot of suits, and part of that is work, and part of that is just his sense of style. But up until recently, and I say recently, over the past couple of years, the boy ain't had no shirts. He was rotating like 5 or 6 shirts, which for your average gentleman who's, not into collecting per se, just, okay, yeah, two white shirts, a navy blue shirt, a Columbia blue shirt, and maybe another hue might be all you need if you wear a suit to work Monday through Friday, and just keep going to the cleaners and call it a day. But when you collecting, those little details matter. That stuff really matters. I have at minimum 200 long sleeve button down shirts, whether they're overshirts, sports shirts, dress shirts, formal. I have over 200. Because if I see one on eBay that advertises no flaws, whatever the case may be, and somebody trying to move it for $15, I'm copying it. This is my size. I'm gonna copy it if I don't already have it. Because what's $15? Something that I might put in the closet for 18 months, go to do an episode, and looking through the closet for a shirt, and like, oh my goodness, this shirt is gonna kill it with this suit, or this shirt is gonna kill it with these pants. Like, if you don't have it at your disposal, then it don't do you no good when it's time to get busy. So just keep that in mind, fellas. Just keep that in mind. All right. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you think about the graphic turtleneck sweater, the big chunky jonks. All right. Tell me which one was your favorite. All right. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and tell a friend. And tell a friend and tell a friend. Trying to get these numbers up. All right. This is a numbers game we're playing. Artists paint pictures. Haters paint narratives. So don't be a hater. Y'all have a good one.